Yes, thank you for still being there, listening to Rock City 101.9 FM here in the city of Abeokuta. The Daybreak Show still on Citizens Forum. This morning we'll be looking at the process of producing our leaders, one thing that has been identified by so many Nigerians as the major problem to our development. If we can get it right at the process of producing those who will formulate and implement policies for us, perhaps all the stories of negativity will have been gone. And for now, the only way in which we do that is by election, because this is a democracy that we are operating. And the process of our election, again, has been criticized, hammered by so many people, has been very faulty and needs amendment. Nothing wrong in the process of amending it. Yes, we may not be able to, at a go, amend all the flaws, but what we have should be a continuous gradual process of correcting areas that have been identified as being problematic. That is why we first had it, the one we call the Electoral Amendment Act of 2011. Since then, several steps, several efforts have been taken to have the constitution, our electoral laws amended again. We have a presidential committee that is looking at that and making recommendations. And one of such recommendations that has just been released is to ensure that anyone whose election is being challenged, mind me, anyone whose election is being challenged, it doesn't matter whether it has merit or not, should not be sworn in, should not take the oath of office until after the end of that court process. Well, it will have its own implications. I know some people will want to say, yes, that's appropriate, but let's look at some hidden implications that could bring. In 2010, just under 6 months or about 5 months to the end of his 8-year tenure, Governor Olagunsoye of Oyinlola was sacked by the court. Imagine that, after spending 7 years plus in the saddle. This week, someone who has spent 20 months in the Senate, that's almost 2 years, is just being sacked, being asked to quit the Senate. If you look at all this, will you say that man is the one who is guilty? Do you say it is the INEC that is guilty? Or should we say it is simply the court procedure itself? Some people want to say Nigerian factor, and people could have it. It's not impossible if you consider the rate, the expose in the judiciary, the allegations of corruption that we've seen and heard here and there, that it is not impossible that court pronouncements on election matters could be delayed even till the end of the tenure of that person. Well, if you just oppose it with fluency and growth, then one will say there are bound to be some bumps on the road to this process. This is what we'll be looking at this morning on the Citizens Forum. We will try and get in touch via phone with a lawyer who's been involved in election tribunal matters. But in the meantime, we have a guest in the house who has contested, he's gone through those process of election, primaries and the election itself, winning and losing. He knows what it means and perhaps has his election challenge at a point. Let me introduce Honourable Johnson Olu Fatoki, who was a one-time member of the Ogun State House of Assembly. Honourable Fatoki, you are welcome once again to the Daybreak Show.
Good morning, and good morning to Nigerians.
Honourable Fatoki, okay, let me ask you, when you heard that as part of the amendment, because a lot of people have said there are several areas of our Electoral Act that should be amended. This particular one that is being pointed out, could you say this can be said to be, will have solved the gamut of problems in the election process?
Thank you very much. Let me start by saying that, like you rightly said, there is a lot of areas that needs to be looked into, not electoral laws alone, even the governmental policy, the constitution, needs to be looked into in order to meet the modern day practice. But the question is, when election is being challenged, if there are cases in the court, that should not translate to not swearing in political office holders, because by doing so, a lot of vacuum will be created. For example, if Mr. Hay is elected and being declared winner by the INEC, and somebody just felt, okay, let me trouble this person. How did they win election? It should also not be there, at least for this period that the case will be in court, and it went to court. If the policy now states that such person will not be swearing in, that means that constituent or the senatorial or whatever will not be represented at that period, and that can last for, in most cases, in some cases, a year, 2 years. What happens to that constituency? So there's need for electoral law amendments. Need to look into the processes, but the condition, or that condition that when an elected person is being challenged in court, that person should not be swearing in until the case is determined, will leave a lot of vacuum and will not be good for democracy.
Okay, let's look at the moral issues that are usually being queried when election flaws, I don't want to use the word rigging, comes on. It is believed that why some people do rig is because they know that they can go away with it. It's usually a winner takes all. So if you have a good lawyer who can exploit some loopholes in the constitution, most times proving election irregularities are usually difficult. So those who are supporting will say, yes, this is the right thing. If you steal when you know you have stolen, why must you be allowed to live with the loot?
Thank you. Well, that position of yours, I want to say emphatically that that will not be enough excuse for not swearing in person or individual that have been declared winner by the INEC. And that is why we have checks and balances there. We have the INEC. The INEC is supposed to be trusted. The INEC is supposed to be efficient and effective. Where that one is done, and the INEC declare that the processes is right, then the fault will not be on the candidate. However,
he is a beneficiary of illegality.
Yes, but the question is this now:
wrong process.
When you will have seen that even in Nigerian case, for example, you see out of almost all the election declared are challenged.
Yes.
Now, so if, for example, we have in the State Assembly or the State Assembly, we have 26 members representing 26 constituencies, and out of these 26, about 20 personalities have been challenged or cases being challenged in court. Are we saying that only 6 that are left to be challenged in court will be sitting and be taking decisions for the entire state?
In 2011, we had almost everybody's declaration challenged. I can remember in the House of Assembly.
Okay. So what will happen? Are we going to create vacuum?
Well,
if you even look at all these cases you are doing, there are many frivolous cases that are attempts. Some challengers ab initio from the one onset knew that they didn't win, but they just want to trouble the person that won. You can look at the statistics. Look at the number of cases that were in court, and the number of cases that actually won. I mean, the challenger or the person that took the case to court that won. the ratio will be about maybe 1 out of every 200. So we cannot say because of that reason, you now want to the policy should state it clearly that if cases are in court, those that are affected should not be sworn in. There will be a lot of vacuum and it will be chaos.
Honourable Fatoki, obviously you will know the pains or the effect of somebody who not genuinely lost an election. You lost the election because you were rigged out of it. So you will know the pains. How do you remedy this kind of situation?
Yeah, thank you.
And then the other one is this attitude of winner takes all that I've talked about. How can it be stopped?
The problem is systemic. We have to look it totally. If the political class, political practitioners now feel it is not right to do things right and to do right thing, we should all take decision. The system, the electoral law, if it is followed to the latter, there will be little or no rigging in the system. But unfortunately, you see that there's nowhere, no state in this nation now that can boldly say they are supporting or they are doing these things right to ensure right democracy, to improve democracy. You look at in most states, even the pace setter state, the Lagos state that we can say everybody is looking at as a pace setter, a role model, you will discover that Lagos state want to win either by crook or by genuinity. They want to win all the local governments. It's applicable to all states. So that there should be a decided effort on the part of political office holders, on the part of the system, that we guarantee sincerity of purpose in the electoral system. So there can never be perfect situation, but we should be near perfect.
We should be near perfect, Honourable Fatoki. Again, I'm sure you will agree that anything that should be done to reduce or wipe out rigging should be done in the election matter. I'm sure you will agree with that.
Yes.
Okay. Now, if that is so, why can't we, as this process of amendment is going on, for those who are saying until your case is dismissed off, you cannot assume duty, why can't we now say, let's bring out somebody who will, within the interim, stay within that position?
Who will appoint that person? Is it going to be by appointment?
No,
or by election?
Of course, for the interim, it could be by appointment.
Who will appoint?
Maybe the nearest.
Which of the political parties will now appoint?
No, it's not going to be political. For instance, in the case of the governor, say we could say the chief judge, and then if you have a speaker, we could say the speaker, as we've seen in states like Kogi, Adamawa, and some other states in the past. And in the case of the houses of assemblies that we've talked about, maybe the local government's chairman could come in and stand in within that period.
All right, thank you very much. Let me see. Like I said, don't forget that we can't. It is not even in America. You don't have perfect situation, and if you're in the process of correcting the ills, the abnormalities, and you want to create a greater problem or problems, then it's not going to be better for this nation. And we are praying for better things for Nigeria. Now, if decision in the electoral law reform, and there's a governor that his election has been challenged in court, should not be sworn in, let the speaker comes in, let the chief judge or the judge comes in, you will discover that the system, things will not work. It's like what we're witnessing in Nigeria now. There's no way until we get there. We are yet to get there. The substantive head of administration, if it's not on seat, there are certain areas that will suffer.
These are just for the interim. Obviously, the man who there knows that this is not a permanent seat.
Interim. Even the person that will be asked to act will probably do all that is necessary to ensure that the case is prolonged, because he has the executive power, he has the influence. I mean, he can even assist the challenger to ensure certain things are put in place that will make the case to perpetrate in court.
Honourable Fatoki, you've obviously participated in elections, and you will have seen that individuals, political parties will sometimes deliberately, bogusly, flagrantly abuse the electoral process.
Yes.
Rig elections.
Yes. I've been affected.
I'm sure. So because
now,
so how do we stop that?
The first step is internal democracy, even within the party. Most of the party that we have in Nigeria today brings out their candidate by appointment. Where there's no appointment, the power that be, the Godfather used power to install, this is the person I want. Few of us that doesn't have good father, that venture into politics.
Good father or Godfather?
Godfather. That venture into politics. It is by sheer grace that we're able to skate through, but not without some challenges. So the first thing is internal democracy within the parties, to ensure that the electoral law is followed to the letter, to ensure that those that are preferred by party members are put in place. If I show interest in contesting an election, and it is a Godfather, somebody somewhere that uses influence or power to install me, by the time I get there, I will only be responsible to that person. I might not be useful for the people, the generality of people that voted eventually. But if party members say this person is who we want, they might have related in one way or the other with the person. So let that be internal democracy. Then the government in power also have a very great role to play. There should be free, fair election. The law is one thing and the implementation is another. During the last regime, you discovered that the President Goodluck Jonathan tried as much as possible to uphold the sanctity of democracy. He was defeated. He didn't use influence. He didn't, maneuver the election. He handed over. Such practice or such system should be copied by successive governments. So the government in power has a very great role to play. If there's no influence, if they do not influence, they should not influence the INEC. INEC should be independent, as the name connotes, and the money politics, the people at the affairs of INEC also should be trustworthy, people that are trustworthy, the tested personalities that will ensure things are done right. If we follow the process to the latter, there will be better result in the electoral system.
In fact, okay, if you are saying the suggestion to delay the swearing in, it's a wrong step. If you look at the examples of the governor Olagunsoye Oyinlola, who just served less than 6 months, has spent 7 years plus as governor. And of course, let me also use the recent case of the senator from Akwa Ibom State, one Basi, that was sacked after over 20 months there. And then you say we should not do something drastic about it. Is it not like a case of clearing the ears to save the nose?
Thank you. Then let me correct your first example, like the Olagunso Yindola. His first term was not challenged.
Okay, so 2007, 2011.
That one was gone, and yes. The last one, that's about 3 years. By and large, even if it is 2 months, 2 months is enough to say that it is not even right at all for somebody that is not rightfully elected to occupy office. But the danger I'm hammering is if the decision is do not swear in somebody who has case in court, there will be a lot of vacuum. As a matter of fact, the danger will be more than what we are witnessing now. You cannot say because 1 or 2 people.
No, what are the dangers? Because right now, the Constitution permits that even a duly elected governor can be impeached.
Yes.
The deputy can be impeached.
Yes.
A vacuum is created. And the Constitution has said, if you have that situation, if you have that situation, this is what we should do.
Yes. But that one, the system is very clear. And that's why I asked the question. When the governor and his deputy is impeached, the speaker is readily available. Right? Now, but somebody, you also mentioned a very good example, 2011, almost 26 members of the State House of Assembly
had their elections
challenged. So the question is, what happened to that house if all the 26 members were not sworn in?
That's why the suggestion that I made, like we could ask the local government.
Local government chairman?
Yes, no local government has more than 2 representatives. So within that period, local government chairmen could assume office as representatives of their constituencies.
All right. Then what happened to the position of the local government chairman?
There is a vice chairman there.
Now the question is, I want to ask you again. Among the 26 members that in 2011 or 2007 that had their case, election challenged in court, how many were successful?
Well, I don't think there is any.
There wasn't any. So it's like you want to kill an ant or mosquito, you now take sledgehammer. That is what it will translate to. It's not going to be in the interest of politics in Nigeria.
But again, let me go back to that. My question. Obviously, our election process is flawed. There are genuine complaints, high volume of genuine complaints about our election process, which you have also said you've once been a victim. How do we stop this? If, like you said, the godfathers are powerful, the political parties has no internal democracy, the voters do not have a say in that process. So how do we stop it?
Thank you. I want to believe you agree with me that our political system is improving in this nation.
Yes, it is, even though...
And it's going to be gradual. There was a time during the wet year period that during the election period, the opposition, they would go and kill the opponent, maimed people. Gradually, that one stopped. They now improved to killing an innocent fellow, putting it at the back door of the opponent, so that the person can be taken to would be stopping. Gradually, in 1979, that changed. Nigeria now resulted into using thugs. It was then you have the likes of in Lagos State, Biosources. In Ogun State, we have somebody called Joe. They will lead the campaign and they unleash terror on people. They want to exert their position. Where UPN will be campaigning, MPN can rise up and attack them. Where MPN is campaigning, UPN will rise and went there to attack them. Serious fight. In 1999, that improved. it now went into sophisticated campaign. There was still some use of thugs, but it reduced seriously. As a matter of fact, you will see Party A, B meeting on the road, campaigning, no fight. So it's a gradual process. The issue of rigging, the rigging was, when you look at the even 2007 election, that was hijacking of by ballot boxes, you know, even fighting, causing chaos in order to win election. But the last election, when we use, what do we call it? The machine, that reduced box hijacking. So politics is evolving. We are moving gradually, and we get there. What is important? America, for example, didn't get to where they are in a day or in a month or in a year. It's a gradual process. Nigeria, politics in Nigeria is evolving, is progressing, is developing, and before you know it, the issue of rigging will be near zero.
All right, here's Daybreak Show, Rock City 101.9 FM. This Thursday morning, the second day of the third month of the year 2017, we are looking at the recommendation of the Presidential Committee on Electoral Reforms, asking the court to delay the process of inaugurating any winner whose election victory is still being challenged in court. And our guest is Honourable Johnson Olu Fatoki, a politician, somebody who's gone through the act of election. He just told us that he has also been a victim of wrong electoral process. His position is that he do not support that recommendation, and that a great vacuum will be created if you ask that the winner of an election should be stopped from assuming his position until the case it's punctuated. Well, that there are some people who will deliberately want to frustrate and derail that swearing in by filing fictitious petition against that swearing in. Let's see if we can get a few comments and phone calls before we take the break for the 10 o'clock news. 08096873444 and 0909146967, the two telephone numbers. You can also join us via the SMS 32120. That's the number. You simply type ROCK first, you leave a space, type your comment or question, and send to 32120. Our Twitter handle, which is also working, that's another means for you to be a part of it, is at Rock City FM. At Rock City FM. Mind you, there will be no insult, there should be no insult, no abuse on any individual or personality. Please don't come out with claims that you cannot substantiate.
Hello.
Yes, morning.
Hello.
Good morning. Yes.
Hello.
Switch off the radio, please.
Okay. Good morning.
Morning.
Yeah, my name is Ademola Aleshombola.
All right.
Hello.
We can hear you quickly, under 2 minutes, and it is reading. All right, Shombola, you can move around the room. Hello. Where you are and call back.
Hello.
Morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Dele.
Morning.
Good morning, Honourable Fatoki. My name is Dr. Humpam. I'm calling Security. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Well, let me put it straight. I also support your assertion. I think we are running away. Instead of doing what we are supposed to do, we are doing another thing to do another thing. I don't believe in that process, sir, as you said. And I will add, supposing you had a governor, and then the governor, you prolong it, and then you call speaker. If there's no speaker, you call cleaner. If there's no cleaner, you call driver. And
no, if there's no speaker, Dr. Onkon, there will be a CJ, the Chief Judge of the state.
If there's no CJ,
no, there will be either acting or
acting CJ. We use customary court of appeal. You see, we are making a mockery of a very serious issue. Really, we are in just 41 days. He has gone to court more than 10 times. Why can't we fasten a court process? That is the issue. Why must a court case take 10 years? Oh, you won't brought us court. They are doing it in time, and we are extending our own for 10 years. Why are we doing that? Is the issue. What prevents them in the next 1 month? After all, when governors win election, they are not sworn in immediately. Within that period of 1 month, you carry out the cases of people. Why can't we do that? It's because we believe that lacuna so that we can have all these rumpus we are having. It's no issue. Before you are sworn in, it takes about 1 month. Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, it takes about at least a month or two to swear.
You are correct. It takes about 6 weeks, actually.
Between 6 weeks, between that period, you clear the case. Full stop. That's what is happening elsewhere. Why are we prolonging it? That is the point. We don't need any of those swearing. Make sure that the electoral, the court, clear everything within that period. If not, it becomes null and void. And we will not be discussing that. On what we are discussing now. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. Let's add another call to this. Honourable Fatoki is taking note. He will give his reactions. Hello, morning. You are on. Good morning. Quickly. All right, let's take our who's on the other line. Good morning. 0809868734 Honourable Fatoki. Dr. Nko was just talking about our court process. Really, well, I don't like comparing our system with that of America. Really, I believe we are two different individuals. We should be able to do it our own way, the way it is convenient for us. But since he mentioned it, Donald Trump, just about 41 days, less than 2 months in office, is gone through some court cases and that has been disposed of immediately. We had about 3 that decisions have been taken away. But the man who is making this recommendation is a former Senate president. So I am assuming that is somebody who knows. He is the chairman of that committee, Ken Namani.
Yes.
So perhaps that recommendation is coming from a personal experience or experience he has gathered, having contested elections, having won, and having also lost, seeing people lose. Can we check out maybe there are some fragments of issues in that submissions that could lead us to where we are going?
Thank you very much. Let me first appreciate Dr. Oko, at least for supporting me for the first time in recent times. Supporting my view, rather.
Yeah, no, he's not supporting.
Yes,
supporting your position.
my view. The issue is this: if Senator Nnamani is put and questioning box, he might have his reason. He might have that reasons might not be in the interest of the entire nation. What is very clear is the greatest vacuum will be created, or vacuums, and it will jeopardize the running of government of this nation. Now, there are better options. The 6 weeks period that within which elected
the results were declared and inauguration
can be extended to 2 months. That is not impossible. That can be, the reform can take that. Then then we should now appeal to the lawyers, the judges, to put the interest of Nigeria first.
But they will tell you in the interest of fair hearing.
Fair hearing, yes.
So all parties will be given the opportunity to defend itself.
The tribunal we're talking about is a special court designed for electoral matters. So, in that situation, I'm sure you must have witnessed the proceedings in the court. You see dragging of unnecessary issues.
I have been privileged as a reporter to cover so many elections.
Something that is very obvious, very clear. You will see them for dragging. It will take months, take years. That can be controlled. For example, the chief judge of this nation that has just been appointed can look into that area critically. You can make that one as a special achievement.
Let's look at this scenario, Honourable Fatoki. I'm not taking anything away from what you've said. But again, I just talked about the interest of fair hearing. Because if you put yourself, let's say you are the defender, you are the plaintiff now, somebody who is aggrieved and you've gone to court, genuinely you feel so. you will want to exhaust all legal process.
Yes.
Some people have also suggested that rather than the present case where we have election matters terminating at Court of Appeals and Supreme Courts, from the tribunal, which is a court on its own, it should move to the High Court and let's send it there. Would that be fair hearing?
Yeah, thank you. Well, let me start by before I answer that question directly. You will look at the way and manner the cases have been dragged. Checks can be put in place. For example, if the judge make declaration or statement that the electoral ballot papers should be checked, by the time they went to the INEC, at times they can say, by the time the lawyer will come back again, I was not given opportunity to, I didn't know, I'm putting up another 1 month,
oral,
all this time.
We argue about the oral application to be written, not oral.
All these are games, putting up untenable excuses. All this should be curtailed. There should be the control in the electoral system. If that one is done, and let me tell you, the issue of money play is also there. So that should be controlled. That should be controlled.
All right, that should be controlled. Let's see if we already have messages. Do we?
Yes, okay. We do. Engineer Joseph sent in this one. I don't think the amendment being proposed for the electoral law will not do the country any good. It will bring more problems to our democracy. Instead, the judiciary should be made to dispense all cases that has to do with election within 3 months. And the law is long overdue. Imagine Agagu of Ondo and Oyinlola of Osun, then among others, in office legally for 3 years plus, with full benefits without refunding same after booted out of office. Long overdue for all elective office holders, not governors or president alone, but decisions should be faster. I did send in that one from Abeokuta. My name is Abiola Abbas. Okay, that message is not for. Okay, Simon. Okay, that's all we got for now.
All right, and let's at this point take the break to allow the national news to come. And after that, we will be back. We will continue examining the new attempt or the latest attempt to change the electoral laws as it has to do with rigging and inauguration of election winners. Honourable Johnson Olu Fatoki will still be with us. Don't go anywhere. Thank you for still being there. Daybreak Show, Rock City 101.9 FM in the city of Abeokuta. Of course, this morning on Citizens Forum, we have been looking at the fresh submission from the Presidential Committee on Electoral Reform suggesting that we have the inauguration of elected public office holders delayed until the pending court cases are determined. Yes, that is until the verdict is given on whether that person actually won or lost that election. He cannot assume office, and them trying to find out the hidden implications to this position. It's just a suggestion yet. The process of amending the Electoral Act, again, is on. The last one was done in 2011, and a lot of Nigerians will agree that it is good. There is a need for us to amend a lot of areas in that Electoral Act. So that suggestion, rightly or wrongly, is again drawing public debate on as to the propriety of its implementation or not. And we have this morning with us somebody who's gone through the process of election. Honourable Johnson Olu Fatoki was a member of the 6th Assembly.
Yes, 6th.
Yeah, the 6th Assembly here in Ogun State. Okay. Honourable Fatoki, we had plenty issues you want to address before we went on that.
But it is, I will only appreciate listening to the opinions of Nigerians on this issue. My personal opinion, and which have been expressed, is that a lot of areas needs to be looked into, critically looked into, but the position of that committee that the swearing in should be delayed is not supported by me at all. Because it will bring chaos, it will bring vacuum, it will create problems.
All right, that's his position. Let's get to your own position. 0809-8687-344 and 0909-146-9670. That's the two telephone numbers. Of course, SMS 32120, that's where you can send that SMS to. It's also available for you to use, but let me tell you that you have to type ROCK first before you type your opinion. Include your name. The area in which you are sending it from is also very important, and forward it to 32120. Twitter handle is at Rock City FM. At Rock City FM. Please switch off that radio, move away, very far away from it where you are putting that call through. 2 minutes maximum are located for each position. Hello. All right, here 32120. That's the number. We have to look at. Hello, we have someone. Hello. Hello.
Hello. Good morning, Dele.
Good morning.
I'm not there, yes. My name is Olu Johnson.
Thank you.
Good morning, Mr. The first person in the house. My name is Olu Johnson.
I'm sure if you forget my name, you remember Johnson. I'm also Johnson.
Okay, sir. My question is, can't there be a legislation that would checkmate people? For instance, somebody who has been a senator, he now comes back to his state, he will become governor for 2 terms, and then now wants to go back to the Senate again. Can't there be a legislation that can checkmate these things so that other people with new ideas will now go into the chambers and prepare good laws for the nation? Thank you. God bless my country, Nigeria.
All right. How can we checkmate ambition?
Nigerians, the constitution gives every Nigerian to aspire. We have opportunity to aspire. It is the decision of the electorates that will determine who represents
Where they want that person as Senate, governor,
now,
Senate.
because what the constitution states clearly is that you cannot be chairman local government more than 2 terms. You cannot be a governor of a state more than 2 terms. You cannot be president of the nation more than 2 terms. But you can be the status of assembly even 20 times. Once your constituency people vote for you. So I think the decision of the electorate is what is important. If somebody been served for 2 terms as a governor, I want to be a senator. If the people of that senatorial district prefer me, so be it. Right. But if they feel no, they don't want him, then they can let him go.
Okay. Hello. 0809-8687-344. Messages, can we check them?
Okay, let's start with the tweet. Soliu Ibrahim says, the changes are going to be gradual. Nigerians need to get this right, step by step. God bless Nigeria. And Pupola Samson said, rather than not swearing them in, it's better for them to be on 1/4 salary until case is disposed. I also have this.
Is it all about salary? That suggestion that let them begin the job, but place them on a quarter salary or not on full remunerations.
If the electoral law states that.
No, should we agree? Should we put that forward as part of the amendment?
It can be serious. It cannot have any serious effect. In fact, it might even gives the government some challenge. Or the only thing is that, okay, if that one is put there, if that clause is there, then there's a dedicated account that the remaining money amount or remuneration be kept, so that the executive will not also touch that money and spend. By the time the case is declared, then...
Okay, can we take this call? Hello,
Okay.
We have someone. Hello? Good morning. Hello? Hello? All right, let's check out who is on the other line. He's not responding. Okay, finally, we lost contact.
So by the time that one is determined, the money kept cannot be paid to either the challenger or the substantive.
All right, continue with the messages.
All right. Elections should be conducted early enough to give room for litigation and disposal of cases. No vacuum should be created or creation of illegality through appointment. MOK sent in that one from Ayeturu. And have this one. Okay, I don't think the amendment being proposed for the electoral law will do the country any good. It will bring more problems to our democracy. Instead, the judiciary should be made to dispense all cases that has to do with election within 3 months.
Hello, we have you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, morning.
I'm sorry that I had to cough like that. Sorry. This is Kevin from Augusta. Good morning, Dele. Good morning, Honourable Fatoki. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
I want to support that electoral reform, and I will tell you the reason. I am not on your side. It's going to be a law that is put in place to halt the swearing in of any contestable race, either in governorship or presidential or whatever. Let me tell you, if we have a kind of tool that the cases before any court must not go beyond 2 or 3 months, and then we need to set aside swearing in of such governor, any candidate that have probably seen to have won that election. In fact, it's going to be a natural kind of indispensable, because man is indispensable for one another. Let me put it that way. We are very useful for one another, and then we must take cognizance that we need to respect one other interest. If you have won illegally, then you must be good to wait till that person is allowed to probably dispense. His case is being dispensed for. In the enemy court. You see, the issue that if there is no speaker or CJ should not arise it at all. If you must be seen to want to embrace discipline and principle, you must embrace responsibility cheerfully. Let me tell you, the days are now gone when one governor will be there for 12 years or 8 years until after dispensation of justice. And the money that they are taking in salary, they will not be able to even pay it back to the taxes payers purse. So I believe that we need to be responsible as a nation. Then let's look at it once and for all. If
Approaching 2 minutes.
Illegally, you must be able to be challenged. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, let's have this one. Good morning.
Hello, good morning. Good
Yes.
morning. Oladele calling from Abeokuta.
Thank you.
Yes, on the issue today, I want to support the idea of Senator Ken Nnamani. Because when you look at it, I think it's not good enough. But the EU has not won an election to be in the office, be sworn in, and be there for months and if not years.
No, you didn't get it. You are saying he has not won an election. Is that what you said?
Yes, that is what I said.
No, he has been declared as the winner of the election. So, to the eye of the ordinary people, he's the winner.
Okay. Now I get it. So, what I'm saying is that there are still some issues with other contestants. I wouldn't know how they were able to do it those days. In the days of Awolowo, Shagari, and others, that they were able to dispose some of these cases before the swearing of the president. I think you can enlighten me, I think our guests in the house can enlighten us how it was done those days. Why are we finding it difficult now to do it? We need a reverse in Nigeria. We can do things. to move the country forward instead of relying on this problem created by the judiciary.
All right.
So,
Thank you. I can take 2 minutes.
Thanks.
Thank you. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, morning.
Good morning, Mr. Dele. Good morning, our guest in the studio.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah. Bashir Abdulaziz is my name. I'm calling from Abeokuta. Yeah. You see, let me firstly say, there are many laws in Nigeria that are beautiful, that can transform our judiciary system to a better one. There are many laws and many things that can make Nigeria a great nation. But the problem and the issue that always come out of these things I mentioned is that our politicians, we always look for lacunas in our constitution so that they can have their way, so that they can be able to perpetuate their personal interests. These issues at hand, campaign money, they propose a very good thing for our country. But the problem we have, and we continue to have our politicians, they will look for the lacuna in that issue, and they want to have their own way. Even if we bring up a beautiful one, they will always look for ways to bypass it. They will always look for ways to go against the law. That is the problem. That is just the little observation I have this morning. Thank you, good morning.
Okay, thank you. Let's take this one and we'll move away to check the messages in the box on our Twitter handle. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, morning.
My name is John, calling from Abeokuta.
Thank you, Joy.
Okay. Good morning, Mr. Johnson.
Good morning, madam.
All right. I don't support the idea of keeping anybody on site until the court case is over. The reason is that it's going to create a vacuum, like you've rightly said. Number two. That's number one. Then number two, our judges, I know that there is a case in this state. Since I came to Abeokuta, that case has not been resolved. So our judges can be bribed by the opposition party or the other person to deliberately delay that case, which is not right. If our judges used to do the right thing, maybe 1 month the case is over. All right, but this one, they can keep that case for 2 years. So it is not right. The person can be sworn in. When the case is over, anything can happen there. Thank you.
All right, we'll move away from the telephones to let us, anybody else check the messages.
Okay, on Twitter, Jemmy Da Vinci says, I like the fact that the court asked Senator Bassi to refund the money he earned as a senator. We need that to be replicated. And he also said, I agree with Honourable Fatoki, the lacuna that such a law will create will be gargantuan. Okay, and he also says the electoral law reform we need is one that jails beneficiaries of rigging, both the candidate and the campaign directors. And Shegze says, please escalate the situation in Afrogram's Abeokuta spurious levies being imposed on students, levying students for staff sent forth party. That's enough. Okay, that's all for now. And the message is not for.
You may need to further give us details of that. I don't know what you meant by let's escalate the thing. All right, Father.
Yeah. You see, the to Nigerians that are in support of the position of Senator Namani, I would just appeal that we look at this issue technically. It's not issue of, we're not looking at personal issue, technicalities of it. If you look at the statistics, out of the cases that have been taken to court, how many were in favor of the challenger? Out of, we make example of the Ogun State, where we are. In 2007, almost 26 members of the State Assembly had their election challenged in court. Are we now saying the members, the 26 members should stay at home? Then who will be representing the constituency. If the governor is not sworn in, you now say, who will take over? Is it the deputy? Then the same law, the electoral law that give Mr. A to be the governor is the same law that protects the deputy. So if the governor cannot be sworn in, the deputy cannot even go near that office at all. So on a more serious note, on a technical thing, it is not practicable. That is all the word. It's not practicable. But there are other checks that can be put in place that would discourage politicians from rigging election.
Good, because that appears to be one common position by everybody. Let's look at those checks.
Yes. For example, if it is put into the law, that anybody whose election was cancelled and were removed from office, all the DNAs that you have acquired should be returned back to the boss. It is not in the electoral law. It is only the court that have been making pronouncement, and I've never seen anybody complying with that position. So if that one is there, then two, we can say it can extend to say, okay, if anybody whose election is disqualified and is removed from office will not be opportune to contest for a number of years. All those checks, we put a control. It's going to be a control, it's genuine control. But if the position is anybody who has case in court, we should not be sworn in. I must tell you, then there will not be anybody in office throughout the nation.
Okay, let's go back to our telephone lines. Yes, good morning. You are on.
Yes, I believe I'm on again, and I hope the network will permit me. Thank you. Good morning, Rock City. Good morning, the guests in the house. I am Babarere. I am calling from Obantoku. Sir, I have a question for you, sir. And sir, how would you feel if the president, acting vice president, sent a bill to the both houses and requesting for a national referendum for the Nigerian masses to either whether we should continue with this constitution or have a brand new constitution? Why am I saying this? This present constitution has a lot of flaws. So how would you feel, sir, if a bill is now sent by the present vice president to the House requesting for a national referendum from Nigerians, whether do we still want this constitution or a brand new one? Because this constitution is given to us by the military. But anytime you want to talk on radio whether you fancy the military regime, no reporter will allow you to say you need a military regime. Then why are we still operating a constitution that was given to us by the military? So how would you fancy that reaction? I want your reaction, sir. Whether we really need a brand new constitution or not.
Okay, thank you. Hello, excuse me. Let's have this.
Hello. Good morning.
Yes, morning.
Dele Ayodo, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah. Honourable Fatoki, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
How are you, sir?
I'm fine, sir.
This is Taiwan from Sapkwana area, Jegata. I think a lot of amendments to be put in place concerning the electoral law. Imagine a judgment was given of recent. A senator from Eastern State, excuse me, and he was sent packing and was ordered to refund all the money he has collected. Do you think that will be possible? So, an amendment should be put in place so that, if an election is conducted, a winner emerges,
that person should not be given, if the election is challenged in court, that person should not be given a certificate until his case is dispensed of. And we have said it. What do you call it? A court to be put in place and to make sure that cases concerning electoral cases are dispensed of on time.
Thank you. Approaching 2 minutes.
This is my own take. God bless Nigeria.
Thank you. Let's start this call. Hello. Good morning. Hello, good morning. All right. Hello, let's take another one. Good morning.
Hello?
Yes, morning.
Yeah, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, good morning.
Yes, my name is Wahid. Just in the studio. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, let me quickly say this. The lasting solution to all these electoral problems that we are having, to make those political offices, to make them not attractive. The reason why we're having electoral violence, electoral issues, is because the position they are buying for, the position they want to get into, they know it is very, very lucrative, it is very, very juicy and attractive. To make it less attractive, you will continue to have issues with our election and what have you. That is number one. Number two, INEC and the police are saying, oh, they will prosecute the electoral offenders, Up to this moment, I have not seen single person that have been prosecuted as a result of the electoral violence. So we need to also to look into that. At least we have gotten someone who have been jailed as a result of electoral violence. I think others will have sit tight. That is number one. Number two. Number three, let us have, like Dr. Ogun said, we'll have our election maybe 3 months before the expiration of the present administration. I mean, the present administration. Let us have our election like that, so that 3 months can take care of any litigation, any electoral litigation, tribunal and all that. Before the swearing of the governor or whatever person elect, so that before the swearing in, we'll have dealt with all the electoral matters. That the rightful owner of that position will be sworn in. I think that is my own position about this. If not, we will continue to have this issue.
Thank you. All right, thank you. Hello, 08098687344. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, morning.
I am Amos from Ayutthaya.
All right.
The guest in the house. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Now, the issue on ground, I think the electoral law should be amended. We read that elections should be conducted 6 months before the expiration of the tenure of the government. When it is conducted 6 months to that period, any problem arising from that election must have been disposed of 2 months before hearing in. There shouldn't be any party at all. So the electoral law should be amended towards that end. Prosecution, when hearing in, everything must have been concluded just 1 month to the expiration of the incident officers. So I think that's when we take way for free administration. That is, we say, to just do the station. In 2016, the state was just doing the station after 20 months of the present occupant in India. So it's nothing to write him about. And then the court that is quite recently must have been on ground immediately elections are on. And those that want to appeal or against it must do so 20 days after the announcement of the election. So that is my own position.
All right, thank you for giving your response. So let's have this call. We'll move away. After that, we'll check the messages. Hello? 0909146970. You can also check out 0809 8687344. You have to move away from the radio. Hello? Hello? Hello, sorry, you can call again. All right. Hello, morning.
Hello, morning.
Yes, morning.
Yeah, this is Sean again. I called back the other time. Hello?
Your name?
Yeah, can you hear me?
What is your name, sir?
Yeah, this is Shinobola again.
All right, Shinobola.
Okay, good. Well, regarding to the issue people are discussing this morning, God, I see the whole thing as if we Nigerians are fun and enjoying deceiving ourselves. Yeah, what makes me to say this? Let's look at it from the section. Electoral malpractice, electoral rigging is as good as stealing. And for this long that people have been stealing people's mandate, what are the punishments are they meant for it? But if it's just common men on the road stealing 1,000, 2,000, they will say they sentence the person to life imprisonment. But to me, I think the way out is that this electoral malpractice, electoral stealing and whatsoever, they should be sent to life imprisonment to be a deterrent to the other. Please let us have a sample. Let us have a sample. It could give other people's hand to move away from all these people. Thank you.
All right, thank you. We'll move away from the telephone lines. Honourable Fatoki, Babari wants to find out.
Yes, I want to react to that. It's not only the people or our representative at the National or State Assembly that can put forward bill for consideration to become law. Even as an individual, every Nigerians have right to put forward private member bill. It is possible. So once you put it forward, your representative will present it and you also monitor it. So but the question is,
that's an assignment for you.
The constitution, the constitution given, by the military, it's not a serious problem. The problem is even implementing to the latter what we have in the constitution. If the constitution, okay, look at the summit that happened in 2014 during the Jonathan period. What is the result? Billions of naira was expended. Recommendation made. It was put in dustbin. It was not even one of the suggestions made by the eminent personalities that represented Nigerians. Not even one is being put to use now. It's a complete waste of money. So the constitution is one thing, then the implementation of the constitution or the policies is another thing. Then the gentleman that called from Sharp Corner said the certificate of return should not be given, but they should be in the house for some time until the declaration. Once the INEC declare you winner, you are entitled to the certificate of returns. Certificate of return cannot even be handed over to anybody without you being declared winner. So that the certificate cannot be withheld while you are in the office. So that person has to go to the office after obtaining the certificate of returns.
So it has to be within 48 hours.
But like I was saying, there are many measures that can be put in place to ensure that rigging is discouraged or put to barest minimum. If the condition of bringing, if your election is annulled and you are removed from office, all the remuneration allowances that you acquired is returned. If the electoral law state that clearly and that is implemented, it will discourage rigging. Now, if you are removed from office and it was even discovered that it was maybe use of hijacking of ballot paper, whatever, using of thugs and so on. You are put to prison. It will curtail this. It will minimize it. But to say somebody whose case is at the court cannot be sworn in, we're going to build a lot of problems.
All right, let's check out the messages.
Okay, starting with the tweet. Professor Agbola AAA says, we should graduate to e-voting if we are serious as a nation. If there were no rigging, court litigations would disappear. Simple. And he also says...
Do you think that's correct?
And he says...
That if there are no voting, people will not go to court. If you look at Nigeria's experience.
No. Okay, that cannot be correct, because look at Ogun State, for example. The last election, I don't want to mention name Fatoki very seriously, but you look at an aspirant or some aspirants, some governorship aspirants that did not even win their booths, talk less of their wards, challenging the election of the incumbent governor. How do you want to explain that?
Political party that knows themselves that they don't.
You know that you are not even in the race at all. You are only in the race on paper. You are not. I mean, out of thousands of votes, maybe you just get about 500 votes, and you are saying you are challenging the person that won. That is how bad it is.
So in other words, in Nigeria, challenging election results is not just because you want to upturn it.
No, some people know they cannot get there, but they just want to be known. They want to create a scene.
Okay, let's continue.
Okay, he further said, if e-voting is too advanced for us, we should adopt our indigenous option A4. Once there are no rigging, aspirants will be satisfied. And Yemi Da Vinci said, I disagree with the idea of doing elections 6 months before expiration of tenure. America that did elections 2 months before Unko. Okay, and he says, what we need is judicial reforms for speedy adjudication and dispensation. Also, political parties should be banned when they rig. Okay, to the short code box. Swearing in before resolution of election is aberrant and corruptive. We either adopt the French model, where all elections are ratified expressly by the Constitutional Court, or limit all election dispute to the election tribunals or court proportionately. And Cosmo sent in that one. Such winner be sworn in, but the salary and other allowances be withheld in an escrow account pending determination of the case. From Payer, okay. Honourable Olu Fatoki says, it is not important that the challenger of any electoral fraud is vindicated, but on truths and genuine evidences and thorough investigation that must balance the court processes. More importantly, let the illegal winner so far step aside just for 2 months only. Kayode Olumide. Okay, I guess was reacting to someone's position. Okay, that's all for now.
Well, let's see. Just how many calls? 2. Maximum 2. Yes. Hello. Hello, good morning. Quickly. We will only take 2 calls. This will be the first one. Hello. You are on. Yes, morning. Hello. All right, we'll check out the next line. Let's check out who is there. Hello. 0809-8687-344. You are on. Good morning. Hello, it's your turn to speak. Let's hear you. Good morning. Okay. Let's still hope that we will get those 2 people. Hello. Hello. Are you there? Good morning. Not quite. Okay, let's take out messages then while we await the calls.
Okay.
Do we have any?
Not yet. Still
okay.
loading. Let's have this call.
Okay. Yes, morning.
Good morning, my people. God bless you.
Thank you.
This is Jimo Aker. I'm calling from Igbesa.
All right, let's do this under 2 minutes.
We'll do it. I would suggest that the money that contributes to that office is kept in an account. The only danger there is that anybody that knows he didn't win, you want to just judge the corruption you get money that you use even after you have been thrown out of the office. But it will be better if you can have a grace of say between 3 and 6 months to sort out all these problems. Then when we have matured to handle good election before we are sworn in. It's not good that we continue like this. I would have gone with the president that suggested option A4. But many people will be, disemphasized. We will not be, many people will not want to come out to participate in the process. And democracy is, as he said, a government of the people, for the people, and by the people. It's a game of number. Majority will always have their way, and others will have their say. We must get around this problem and solve it. There's no point when you know you don't win, you want to create problems. We must try and advance good things in this country. But in the interest of all. Good morning.
Thank you. Let's see, 1 minute for this last caller, if there is any, just 1 minute. Do we have any? 1 minute. Okay, messages. Okay, while we are with the messages and the Honourable Fatoki, can we begin to wind it? Okay, let's take this. Hello. Hello, you are on.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, morning.
Yeah, this is Prophet Solomon Taiwo calling, please.
Prophet Taiwo, can you switch off the radio quickly?
Okay, I'm away from that area.
No, we can still hear the echo.
Okay,
Quickly,
what
because you have just 1 minute to do this. Better now.
Yeah, what I want to say is that I greet Honourable Fatoki this morning. God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, until Nigeria will make a law in view of this so much embezzlement in Nigeria, to have them either put in life jail or executed. Not until this kind of a law is done in Nigeria. I don't know where we shall end with the war of embezzlement and corruption in Nigeria. With all these, we see that most times when the political affiliates are there, they use a lot of laws to pass everything up. So I think this is high time that Nigeria will make a very stronger law so that this act of embezzlement and corruption in Nigeria can stop. Thank you.
All right, thank you, and thank you to everybody who's been calling. We won't be able to take any call again. Honourable Fatoki.
I just want to appeal to Nigerians that we all have responsibility to participate in the electoral system, to vote. We have right to vote and to be voted for. We have right to even monitor our votes. We have right to choose wisely. We cannot just anybody want to put forward to represent us. It should be somebody that we know very well, not just because the person is wealthy and he came from overseas and want to display wealth, and because of that you want to sell your vote. Let us contribute positively to the development of democracy in Nigeria. And it can be well with this nation.
One question quickly, we must go. Is there anything voters can do to stop rigging now? We've been talking about the institution stop rigging.
I'm telling you, most of the cases that was won in court, the evidences were even provided by the voters. You will see for the electorates going to the polling booths with their telephone now, recording the proceedings. You will see cases where stealing or hijacking of ballot boxes, thumb printing were recorded and brought to court. So the electorates have a very great role to play.
All right, yes, you've heard that. All electorates have a very significant role to play in ensuring that we have a neater, cleaner elections in the country. That's the message we are dropping. God bless everybody who's been a part of this. God bless Nigeria. God bless Rock City. Tomorrow, we will continue with this. Meanwhile, keep the argument on, keep the debate going on our different platforms, the SMS and the Twitter handle. Dele Ayodo is my name. God be with you all.